Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Stadia video here on the channel. Now today we're going to be taking a look at Stadia in your very own home. You may have seen my Gamescom video on Stadia with Doom Eternal, where this showed it in a controlled environment, but now we've got our very own hands on Stadia, and we're going to try it out across all screens, whether that's TV, mobile, laptop, and PC. Showing the simplicity of how you go from one to the other, and it's seamless. Now I have teamed up with Google Stadia and they have sponsored this video, but that doesn't mean I can't give my honest opinion of what I think exactly where Stadia is currently and how it's actually performing in my very own home. A huge thank you to them for supporting me on this and also providing me the Stadia Founders Edition, which you're going to see on screen right now as we unbox this. But if you do want to get involved with Stadia and you want to know more, there's a link down below in the description. If you click on that, it'll take you through and you can now get your hands on the Stadia Premier Edition. Now this is pretty much exactly the same as you're going to see in the Founders, but the controller is actually a white controller rather than the colour that you're seeing on screen of the boxed Founders Edition. The controller itself has a very nice weight and feel to it. All the buttons that you would expect, bumpers, triggers, the standard 4-button setup. You've also got a capture button and a Google Assistant button, which I'm sure are going to play a much bigger role in how things work with Stadia going forwards. Underneath the controller, you will find the power and also a USB-C to USB-A cable. Underneath that, you've got the Google Chromecast Ultra, and of course the power supply as well. So this Google Chromecast Ultra will attach to your TV via HDMI, and the power lead that goes into that also has an Ethernet port on it, so you can plug this, rather than it working wirelessly, you can plug it using the Ethernet cable. All nicely packaged, and of course there's always some leaflets and reading material inside. And first of them is actually a very nice little message from the Stadia team welcoming you to the world of Stadia, and with the Founders Edition thanking us for being a part of the first to gather around. You've got a very quick get started guide. I use this, very simple, very easy. A couple of stickers and the safety requirements. So as I say, the controller looks and feels really nice. You can see me just going through all of the different buttons and the thumbsticks. You've got the main Stadia home button there, USB-C port on the back there, and underneath there is also a headphone jack. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how that looks and also feels. Hopefully it will game just as well with it. And of course, the Chromecast Ultra is easy to set up. So all you would need to do is get the AC adapter, an Ethernet cable, which if you wanted to, you can do this wirelessly. Plug the Ethernet into the side, plug that into your power port, and then the Chromecast is simple as well. The other end of the power lead into the Chromecast, and then simply unhook the HDMI, which is on a very sweet little magnet there to keep it nice and tidy. Plug it into your HDMI port on your TV, and you're ready to go. Now, to set up Google Chromecast Ultra, you need to get Google Home app on your mobile device. I'd also suggest making sure that you've downloaded the Stadia app on your device as well and set that up first, because that will help massively in something else that you're going to do when it comes to setting up the controller itself, or managing your library of games, or just controlling where you are playing the game itself. So make sure you've downloaded both Google Home and the Google Stadia app first on a device so that you can get through the Google Chromecast setup and the controller setup as quickly as possible. So you can see now we've connected to Chromecast and we're now looking to connect to the controller itself. It will find it as long as you've linked to the same Wi-Fi across everything. This is your Stadia controller. Now, one thing I will say about the controllers is depending on which device you're using, you can actually use different controllers if you have some in your home already. So for instance, the Stadia controller will actually be the only one that will work on the TV because it needs to connect to that Google Chromecast Ultra. But if you're wanting to use PC, laptops, or even your Pixel Google phones, you can use other ways of playing. Keyboard and mouse is available on Google Chrome, but not when playing on a phone. And also, things like DualShock 4's Xbox One controllers are all available and can be used on both Google Chrome Online, on your PC, on your laptop, but also on your mobile. So you can see we've connected to Google Chromecast. There is a set kind of like little code that your controller will have to link to that Chromecast. So when you turn it off or unlink it and want to play on another device, all you need to do to connect back to the Chromecast is set that little code in, and it will then know. The account, well, as I say, I've already set that up via the mobile app, and also I've created it on my PC. So just if you just go to Stadia Online, you will basically be able to set up your account on there as well. It will load up, and it should then show you my full catalogue of games that are available on Stadia. So Destiny 2 you get with both the Founders Edition and also the Premier Edition, and some of the other games that I've got in my catalogue: Tomb Raider, Mortal Kombat 11, NBA, Red Dead, Grid. There's plenty more available, but for this video, we're going to play a little bit of Red Dead Redemption 2, and then transfer it across screens. Just to make you aware, my TV is not a 4K TV, but if you have a fast enough connection of over, I think it's 35 to 40 megabytes per second download, you will actually be able to play on your 4K TV. All these games will run in 4K and 60 frames per second. So you can see we've just clicked through. We're now loading directly up into this. I have played a little bit of the game first because obviously the intro is quite long, quite slow, and I wanted to make sure there was a point that actually worked well for this demonstration. And as you get into the game, here I am. I'm going to wander towards my horse, but before we get to my horse, I'm going to pause the game, and then you're going to see the magic of Stadia in your very own home, and how you can transfer from one screen to another so very easily. So I've paused the game. If you then hold down the Stadia button for 4 seconds, you can now see that link code if I wanted to link back up to the Chromecast. This is just another angle of me doing it from the controller itself. Holding down the main Stadia button, up comes the code, but I don't want to connect back to Chromecast. I actually want to connect this to my PC all the way upstairs. So here's my setup. Complete transition here. And then once you've connected your USB cable to your controller, currently for PC, you have to have it wired. Wi-Fi will become available very soon, but on the PC, you need to have it wired. And here you can see now, I've loaded up a Chrome browser. I will type in Stadia. I will choose the Stadia link from Google. It will load in, and now, as I connect the controller to the PC, the game will load in to exactly the same point. You've got 15 minutes to transfer across to another device. You can see I got upstairs pretty quickly, so I've not had the issue. If you were over the 15 minutes, it would reset the game and you'll just load up the last save. But I think that's plenty of time to make this work. You also saw there that I used keyboard and mouse on the PC to control, but for now, I'm using the controller. That is how easy it is to transfer from one device to the other. So someone's watching the TV, someone now needs to use the PC. What to do? I want to carry on playing. Well, you can with Stadia. All you need to do is if you've got another device, whether that's a phone, a tablet, or a laptop, you can do exactly the same again. So you can see now I've unplugged the controller from the PC. I'm just going to quickly plug it into my laptop, which has already got a Chrome browser loaded up. And within seconds, I'm going to be playing my game from the exact same point. And you'll see, as I start playing on the laptop, the PC moves away from the alert screen and goes back to the holding screen on the Stadia browser. And there we are now playing on the laptop. Exactly the same point, exactly the same controller. The only thing, as I say, that you need to make sure is that all devices that you want to use are connected to the same Wi-Fi. As long as that's the case, you're not going to have any problems whatsoever. Now, I would love to sit here and play through Red Dead Redemption 2 on my Stadia, but I want to show you even more. So we're going to pause the game once again, and this is where we're going to transfer from laptop, or which could have been the PC or the TV or a tablet, and we're now going to move to the mobile device. So my Google Pixel 4. Again, the Stadia app is all you need on that device as well. I'm going to plug the controller into the bottom of the mobile device. This will need to be wired, so it recognizes it. So there we go, you get a little adapter. Take from USB-A to USB-C, plug it straight into the phone itself, unlock it. And you can also choose from here which screen to play it on, but I'm going to just place the phone onto the laptop so you can see this with ease. Controller is found and connected. And again, just within a couple of seconds, it's already loaded up. And you can see the controller is now controlling everything that's on the screen of the mobile. And from that exact same point, we carry on playing on the mobile device. It's genius. Absolutely incredible. Seamless. Simple. This is Google Stadia. So from what I've used in my own home, I am very, very impressed. Not only am I connecting to a Wi-Fi that's on my ground floor, the mobile to the laptop, to the PC, to the TV was seamless. Gotta say that. This is not just me saying that because this is me working with Stadia. I am very, very happy with how this has performed. I'm running off a reasonably good broadband, so that is one thing to note. I've got roughly around 150 meg download, but also I'm not running at the full 4K, which I could be if I was using the 4K TV downstairs. Now, as I did say at the start, you can get your hands on Stadia by clicking a link in the description. There's even more information to tell you all about it, which you're also seeing on screen right now. You can get the Premier Edition, which you get exactly the same as the Founders Edition in the box. The controller, the Google Chromecast Ultra, the power leads, etc, etc. Everything that you saw, but you get the white controller over the Founders Edition colour. This is the one place for all ways to play. There's no waiting for game downloads. Up to 60 frames per second, 4K if you've got over 35 megabits per second download. That's all you need to get the 4K. And of course, Stadia Premier Edition also comes with 3-month Stadia Pro, which will give you that 4K quality. And of course, you get the Destiny in the collection and other free games. So as soon as you load up, I think there's a good few games you can get for free, which is great. And then you can obviously purchase other games. Coming next year is Stadia Base, which will be a slightly lower resolution, but you can obviously play all the games that you purchase for nothing. On top of that, games that are available, there's a good selection out there now. There are more to come. That is the big thing. All the big releases going forward you expect to see released on Stadia along with other platforms. Although there's not a huge back catalogue of games, it's not a bad thing. I mean, there's no point just swamping the catalogue with stuff that you don't really want. If you do buy the Stadia as well, you can then choose extra controllers, whether that's clearly white, the Just Black, or the Wasabi. They are also available on the Google Store right now. So don't forget, if you do want to know more information, there is a link down below in the description. A huge thank you to Stadia for sponsoring this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions whatsoever, let me know down below in the comments and I will try and answer all of them as quickly as possible. Until the next time, believe in your dreams, become your very own legend. I've been Tommy T9, and I'll speak to you again in the next one.